guys, this is Mike with Hallucinations Creations. In this video, I'm going to show you guys all the basics of push to connect flexible airline. Now this stuff is pretty cheap, inexpensive, works great, and you can connect multiple props using this airline, fairly inexpensive, instead of using store-bought pre-made airline with the fittings already at the end and using some crazy manifolds to get multiple props hooked up. So we do sell all these components. This smaller airline is 1/4 inch. This is a little bit bigger that we do offer at 3/8. The difference is the size. One's gonna provide air going to your props a little bit faster. So we do sell these quick connects. Every compressor has a female industrial quick connect. We sell this adapter that goes from your industrial quick connect into a push connect. So like I said, we do sell these in 3/8 and 1/4 inch, depending on what airline you use. Nice thing about this, so you get this hooked up. So let me get that 1/4 inch out of the way. So if you were going to run, say, 2 props here, pneumatic props, your inlet would come like this. How this works is this blue fitting, you push in, and you kind of want to pull out with that hand. So if you use your pinky finger, you could do it with one hand, push and pull out. But once it's in, it's locked in really tight. So here's your main line. This can be however long. Personally, for my home haunt, this is exactly how I do it. It works good. I've been doing it for 20 years. No issues. It's like I said, it's inexpensive, and you can use this to keep branching onto more props as you progress your display, whether it's a pro haunt or home haunt. This works really good. So I run a, it's probably about 100-foot line from the garage out to the front yard of this 3/8 line. And then what I do, we actually do sell these also. It's a tubing cutter made for cutting this airline. So I run the main line out to the front yard, all the way to the very last prop. And then in between that, I take the tubing cutter, take it, and I cut the tubing. This is where your T-fittings come into play, and it branches it off to give you 2 outputs. So you got your main line in, T-fitting, this line still going to the very last prop, but now in between, you added another air outlet. So I'm just going to cut some of this out here. So this will come out. Now, every mechanism that we do sell comes with an industrial connect. Some people do hook this up. This is the standard way for a lot of out-of-the-store box compressor systems if you were to get one prop hooked up. But I'm going to show you how to pretty much convert this to use that. So I didn't tighten these, just did it by hand. So you would unscrew this. And this is 1/4 inch NPT thread. Everything that we do sell has NPT threads, no crazy metric system. So everything's readily available. It's all American thread products. And I'm going to hook up a 1/4 inch NPT thread by 1/4 inch push tube. Now you might be wondering, you have 3/8 there. We have these reducers that we do sell that go in line. Now we also do sell 1/4 inch thread with 3/8 push connect. That ideally that would go right into that. But I like using this because this the 1/4 inch stuff does work pretty good, even for a short run. So I'm just going to cut off a small piece here. And it pretty much drops down the size of the airline from 3/8 to 1/4 inch. And that would be your inlet. So now we have one prop hooked up. Like I said, this would be your very last prop out in your display, in your haunt. And that can be hooked up the same exact way with a reducer and also a short piece. Just gonna trim this down here just so it's easier to show in the video. And put our fitting in there. So there we go. We got two props, pneumatic props, hooked up by one airline. One inlet and two outputs. Now you can also do this with 1/4-inch hose. You do not need to use the 3/8. We do recommend it if you have a bunch of props, just so it builds the demand out. But what you would do is, say you want to add a third, just easy, cut it, put another T-fitting in line. Now you have 1, 2, 3 outlets to go to your props. And you can keep doing this forever, how long you want to do. We do recommend, depending on how many props you have, to use a 5-gallon storage tank, which is a reserve tank. Just going to help with the amount of air, the volume that you have stored in your system. If you do have a long reach from your compressor to where the props are at, it would be wise to put a tank out somewhere by all of the props, especially ones that require a lot of air, that's going to have multiple movements or going off consistently. We do sell adapter fittings for those 5-gallon air tanks, and you can do the same thing. Just tee it off. One will go right in the air tank, so now you have a 5-gallon tank here, and you have a 1 prop here and another prop. So let me get this all apart here and just show you how we do it with 1/4-inch without any of these reducers. So just going to move that. So here we have our smaller 1/4-inch line. We're going to have our adapter fitting, like I said, from industrial to our 1/4-inch push. And we're going to take the end of here. It's going to go directly into this. We're going to take our cutters, cut that line right there. Let's put a T in line. Oh, before I do that, I'm going to need a little bit more air line. And you could just keep cutting and cutting and cutting this stuff. We do sell this by the foot. We do also sell it by 10-foot segments. 500 feet, 100 feet, however many you guys need. We got you covered. All these fittings, T-fittings, industrial quick connects, adapter fittings, 1/4-inch, straight, elbows, whatever you need, we have them all on our online store. And this is a basic setup here, hooking 2 props up with just a 1/4-inch line. Now this does work good. I have hooked up probably about 10 props using this 1/4-inch line with 2 reserve tanks, and it worked really good. So same exact thing, cut it there, and just gonna trim this shorter. We'll put a T in line because, say, we're adding another pneumatic prop. And there's your output, and you can extend that however long you want to go to your next pneumatic prop. Now, like I said, you do want to use some type of cutter. Like I said, this is made for cutting this airline tubing. You can use diagonal cutting pliers. This does work good, but it will kind of crimp it over a little bit, depending on what airline you use. The stuff that we use is soft, flexible, doesn't kink, doesn't bend, holds up to 200 PSI. So more than enough working pressure it's able to hold. But you want to have a clean cut because these fittings can leak. So as long as you got it cut straight, push it in, pull back, you got a good seal. So if you guys have any other questions, you can reach us at hallucinationscreations@gmail.com. And like I said, we sell all the airline fittings, all the conversion adapters to get you guys going on our website at hallucinationscreations.com.